Back on Sold Out Sports Talk on AFR Talk. Roman Gabriel III, your host on a Saturday night. Of course, you can join us every Saturday night at 8 Eastern as we talk faith, family, and sports right here on Sold Out Sports Talk on AFR Talk, American Family Radio. We're glad you're in with us tonight. And let me remind you, of course, if you have some friends out there that you want to hear quality radio, you want them to hear Christian role models in sports, you want them to hear about what's happening in the world of faith and family and sports, that's why we're here. You have the opportunity, of course, on your iPhone or your Droid platform to download the archive of this program at afr.net or our short program, Sold Out Sports Talk. So go to afr.net, and your friends that don't know that this is out there, let them know so they can hear the program. And even if they're busy on Saturday nights, they can hear it the other 6 days of the week right here on Sold Out Sports Talk. Well, my guest coming in is a good friend of mine. He's a strong Christian leader in the business community. He's from the UK. He has been 26 years in business development, sales, and marketing. He also has put together the monies for some incredible projects on television and has some great ideas for how faith-based programming can compete out there in the television market. He's also the president of a nonprofit organization called the Dr. Bernard Steinberger National Fragile X Syndrome Foundation. Tony and I met through Facebook, and we've become friends, and he sends, of course, an encouragement out every Saturday morning with Scripture. I get it on my text on my phone. It's always encouraging. My very special guest, Anthony Bromley. Anthony, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing great. I always say to everybody, I'm on top of the world.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. And we were talking before about I think yesterday we were visiting on the phone about your text that you send out on Saturday morning, and when we get up sometimes to start a day, it's so great to see encouraging words and the Scriptures brought to light. And when I get that on Saturday morning, it's always an encouragement to see. And I know you're encouraging a lot of people out there, with just simply a little text every week.
Well, it started, when my father passed away last year, and I'm a PK's kid, and I believe that, that in the times that we are in right now, is people need to be uplifted and motivated and inspired by the Word of God. So I send out a text to over about 300 people on every Saturday just to motivate them, because I want to impact the world. I want to, change people's life and just be an encouragement to people, around the world.
Anthony Bromley, our guest on Sold Out Sports Talk and AFR Talking. And one of the things that we have an interest in from a business perspective, Anthony, is strong and well done faith-based television, radio, and social networking. And I know that over the last couple of years, you have had some great projects that are out there. And just give people an idea of some of the ideas and some of the things that you have been worked on, done in terms of competing out there in the market for these young people's hearts and the kind of programming that you're talking about.
Well, I'm going to elaborate on two of the programs that we've done. We put a center together called Teen Town. Teen Town is a center for kids to get them off the street to come into our center, to learn money management, to learn family values and biblical principles, because we're losing our families left and right, as you know, to the world there. So we have a center that people can come into and learn computers and money management, and so that is one of the projects that we've put together, and it's doing very well. The second thing is we put another TV project together, which is a reality show called The Lifestyles of the BMX Rider. And everybody that I'm surrounded by is Christian. Sandra Gabriel is the executive producer that's done things for Letterman and for The View and several other shows. So, and we've brought these 4 top riders in the world, that they're pro riders, into this reality show. And we're not tolerating any cussing or any explicit language, anything like that. So, as you know, we try to keep everything clean, because now the world out there is looking for the drama and looking for the explicit language and the sexuality on TV. So we're trying to keep it clean, keep it exciting, keep it keep the audience captivated. So we've come up with a way in how to do that without, operating in the gray areas.
Now, Teen Town, for example, if people want information about Teen Town and about how they can take a look at that, where do they go?
Go to www.ttyc.com. ttyc.com.
Okay, so ttyc.com for more information about that. And for video information in terms of some clips or things that are available for this BMX Rider program, where do they go?
Go to YouTube and put Lifestyles of the BMX Rider in. Lifestyles of the BMX Rider. You can see on YouTube that we have a sizzle reel there. Right now, it's in production with Fuel TV, which is Fox. We're with Fuel TV at the present time.
Here's a question that I get a lot, Tony, from Christian leaders and from when I go to speak to churches, and I hear the complaints from the faith community about why our kids don't have better opportunities out there in terms of alternative programming. There's so much, as you said, salaciousness on the television, sexual content, violence, all the other things that our parents are so concerned about for their youngsters, and they should be. But the thing that's always stunned me is the real world seems to have the ability out there when they put together projects to come up and to put the monies together that they need in order to do it. And just tell the fans out there and our people out there that are thinking about what needs to be done, what is the average cost for you to put together an episode, for example, of Lifestyles BMX Riders?
An episode costs around about $125,000 with the crew, camera, with the cast, and all the equipment. So it costs per episode. This is going to be a 13 episode. You got to do it on a shoestring budget, and I'm not the guy what does the budget. It's the executive producer and the directors are the ones who do all the budgeting and make sure we don't go over budget. So it costs a pretty penny, and it's very difficult to get into the film and just in the media business, because you've got to have a strong executive producer who sees the vision, and basically it's the vision. And once they see the vision, and it's all about how you pitch it and how you write it, and because you can write it, and they're going to also format it into a treatment, okay, into their own into their own language, because there's certain buzzwords and keywords that people look for in the film industry, and it's like the Passion of Christ. Look how good it done, because of what. Mel Gibson, I don't think he was a Christian, but he put this together, and look how much viewers. It was Christians and non-Christians went to see the Passion of Christ, and because of the way how it was filmed, the way how it was put together, the way it was the whole thing was orchestrated. So we model off a certain, we model our business model and film model off of certain models that's already proven, that's out there already, on TV.
Anthony Bromley, our special guest, Teen Town and Lifestyles BMX Riders, and of course he's the president of the Dr. Bernard Steinberger National Fragile X Syndrome Foundation, which we're going to talk to him about coming up here. One of the things that a lot of people wonder, though, is, and you and I have spoken about this before, Anthony, is why is it so hard? Because it isn't a lack of quality programming that the faith-based community has offered there, whether it's movies, whether it's sports entertainment, whether it's reality shows. There's no lack of great ideas and very talented executive producers and filmmakers out there. Why is it so hard to get the Christian community to come behind funding these projects?
Why is it difficult is because the first thing is that we've got to have a captive audience. And without the captive audience, you're not going to get funding. And the second thing is all about the viewership. And thank God for the power of Facebook. And if you can set up a nice page on Facebook, and it could be for a movie, and you can show just a little clip and get people to opt in to say that they like it, those people can be your following. I've used Facebook. I mean, everybody goes, how did you get to these writers? Let me tell you something. I got to the writers through Facebook. I got through the executive producer through Facebook. I use the power of Facebook, and it's how to utilize it to your advantage. And if you go into my Facebook, it's not lined up with people that just want to chat on there. I use it for business and use it for the media and the social aspect of Facebook. So the way how you want to basically bring people to do financing or to watch your show is to have a captive audience and put it on Facebook and see how much people like it, and you'll see how much people will start following you.
I agree with you. This radio show we're speaking on right now happened because of Facebook. I reached out to Tim Wildman, the president of American Family, and showed him some of our material and the reason why we thought we might be able to work together on American Family, and ended up flying out to Mississippi to meet with Tim and Jim Stanley, the head of radio at American Family, and we just saw a synergy, where we could bring content to their programming and they could offer us the platform that we needed to reach out to that fringe group of men that they were trying to reach out to that maybe wouldn't respond to other programming, but we respond to the passion of sports. And that's kind of how we started our ministry as well. So I'm in total agreement with you on Facebook. And for those that want to catch up with you on Facebook, Anthony, is it Anthony Bromley on Facebook?
It's Tony Bromley on Facebook.
Okay, so Tony Bromley.
When I grew up all my life, buddy called me Tony, and so from the UK to here, they all knew me as Tony, and but in the business world, they know me as Anthony. So Tony Bromley at Facebook. See me there.
Yeah, and you can take a look at some of the things that he's got going on, and it's always interesting the way that this man's mind works, because he's always thinking out of the box, and that's what we need out there to compete in this market, and we certainly have the tools to be able to do that. Tony, when we come back after this break, what I'd like to talk to you about is your foundation, why you got involved in it, and what is the main crux of it. One of the things that's so important when we're out there, whether we're making movies or whether we're executive producing a project, many of us out there, as you have found out in this program, are all about raising funding for foundations and for helping youngsters and kids. So Tony's no different. When we come back with Anthony Bromley, we're going to talk about that and much more when we come back on Sold Out Sports Talk on AFR Talk. You hang in there.